Black Clad Emperor Shanks made his debut on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global on Christmas Eve 2015. Shanks was the second Psy Sugo-Fest exclusive character to release when most people expected there to be a Dex legend, as there still had lacked some representation as an exclusive character thus far. Shanks initially debuted on Japan One Piece Treasure Cruise, with some of the Straw Hat Pirates donned in black clad uniforms to further promote the One Piece film's strong world. However, when Shanks arrived on Global, the Straw Hat Pirates were nowhere to be seen, and they wouldn't debut until September the following year. Shanks was a powerful mono-Psy captain that was able to naturally generate easy matching slots for his team, making slot manipulation an afterthought. Introducing Black Clad Emperor Shanks. In this series, we'll be traveling back in time to experience some of the older Sugo-Fest exclusive characters in their prime, aiming to show just what it was like to use these characters on their debut. I hope you enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's enter the Legends of OPTC. Alright, so we've made it to the 6th episode of the Legends of the OPTC series, and in today's video we are going to go ahead and discover Strongworld Shanks, as he is dubbed in the community, otherwise known as Black Clad Emperor, I believe. Very weird naming, but the reason why he's called that is because he was meant to come alongside these characters right here, which are the characters that were used to promote the Strong World film. So we have Luffy, and then you see in his evolved artwork, he's basically near the end of the film where they raid Shiki's hideout. These artworks are phenomenal, by the way, and Global actually never received these characters, and again, very similar to the Log Luffy situation, where we do believe there were licensing issues, because even for like the movie raids like Shiki and Zephyr, those characters took a really long time to eventually release to the game, and we do believe there was potentially a licensing issue as to why they never got released in the game. It was a very, very weird situation, but the characters were actually split into two different batches. We had half of the batch released with Shanks, and then we had the second half of the batch, the other half of the Straw Hats, release with Ace, Strong World, or Black Clad Ace. So in this video, let's go ahead and talk about Shanks. Now, for those of you who don't know, Shanks was actually the very first Sugo-Fest exclusive character that I ever pulled in One Piece Treasure Cruise. And this character's great. At least on his release, he was considered to be a really good legend. Let's go ahead and break him down. So on release, he was a pure slasher, obviously gained the cerebral class later on, and his captain effect, which of course we're not looking at his expanded captain effect, but his regular captain effect, would boost the chances of you getting a Psy slot, and then boost the attack of Psy characters proportional to your crew's current HP. And it does note it down here that the multiplier is multiplied by this, meaning that at full health you get a 2.75 times boost. With 1 HP it's a 2 times boost, so it's a scaling factor, meaning that if you're at a 50% health, it would be whatever the half is of 2 and 2.75 times. So you want to be at high HP thresholds a majority of the time whilst using this character to ensure that you get the best multiplier possible. So that was sometimes a little bit of an issue, because in certain situations the enemy would cut your health, or they'd do preemptive damage, and that would really lose out on a lot of damage that you would normally get. But luckily on release, the Psy typing was pretty good. I did kind of showcase it in the video last week with Log Luffy, where we had versus Aokiji, we had access to Impact Dial Usopp being an attack booster for the Psy typing. In terms of orb boosters, you could use Kobe, who was a Psy unit, 1.5 orb booster, but then you could just go ahead and use Doflamingo, and despite the fact that he is not a Psy unit, he's not boosted by Shanks, having a 2 times orb booster was incredibly powerful back then. So, you know, sometimes you'd have a character like that, depending on the situation. You had the combination of Garp and Mr. 2 to generate a full board of matching slots for you, though remember, Shanks as his captain will increase the chances of you landing on a Psy slot, and it does actually increase it by a pretty substantial margin. So in a lot of instances, you didn't actually have to bring dedicated orb manipulators, because Shanks was basically his own orb manipulator. Though having a look at his special ability, which you can see at base cooldown going down to 20 turns, is pretty ridiculous, but it will go ahead and do 35 times his attack and side damage to all enemies, and then reduce all enemies' defense to 0 for 2 turns. Again, not a powerful special. I mean, back then, reducing enemies' defense was not a very important thing to do, and I mean, it was just basically a damage-dealing special, and especially on a 20-turn cooldown, there weren't many instances where this special was required for content, unfortunately. So it is what it is, but you know, these older school Sugo-Fest exclusives weren't the best in terms of their specials or their captain effects. But obviously, back in the day when he first released, there were not many powerful legends in the game at that point, and this was a really good one. You can run Mono Sai. He was definitely the best Mono Sai captain. Of course, Log Luffy was still running around being the best unit ever. And the interesting thing about this is that this character actually debuted on Global for the Christmas Sugo-Fest of 2015, so that was really awesome. I actually remember when this Sugo-Fest debuted, I did how many gems did I spend? I think I spent probably around like 40 or 50 gems at the time, and you know, that was considered a lot back then. They weren't really pulling too much, of course, and I basically got nothing to show for it, because remember that the Stronghold units did not debut alongside him on Global. I think we had more of those Log Straw Hat characters, which are not really that good, so it wasn't a great Sugo-Fest, but I eventually did pull him a little bit later on. I think it was in January of 2016 was when I actually ended up pulling this character. But without further ado, let's go ahead and see what actual content we're going to be using him in today's video for. Alright, so having a look at what content we have today, we are going to go ahead and we have Clash Zephyr, we've got Clash Heracles, and also Nightmare Luffy. I didn't want to add any of those really powerful, you know, really more difficult Clash, because I feel like Shanks really is going to struggle against them. So I've added ones where I think, you know, Shanks is probably going to be able to beat them, and I also wanted to remove ones that we've already done before. I wanted to spice it up a little bit, make it a little bit more exciting. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we can actually get in this video today. Hopefully it's a really cool one, and we're gonna get Nightmare Luffy. Okay, I'm pretty interested to see how we go about clearing this one. I know that there's definitely, you know, some things we will have to take into consideration against Nightmare Luffy. He does seem to be a little bit more tricky, but, you know, the fact that he is an int character means that Shanks does have type advantage, so that's nice at least. I know there is a mini-boss that we will have to take into consideration who isn't an int character, so we do have to be careful there. But again, very interested and very excited to jump into this one. Let's go ahead and see what we can whip up. Okay, let's go again. This is not good. This is not good. Come on, please. At least one new unit would be great. Please. Oh my god! 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 Oh my god, what the heck? Yo, we freaking did it, guys. We freaking did it. Pirate level 240, and this is my first legend. Holy damn, son. Oh my god. So we're back in game now, and hopefully we have a team that's able to take this guy on. Nightmare Luffy actually does seem to be a little bit more trickier than what I was actually expecting. So I'm very intrigued to see how we go this time around. The only thing I am truly worried about is stalling for specials, because I ideally want to try and get my Sengoku special ready. I don't know how this is going to play out, because we do have to deal with his revive. He does revive. This is one of the first bosses, if I remember correctly, that it actually fully revives. He does bad things upon revival. I think he gives us a chain lock, and he does give us an attack boost, I think. So we can give that a little bit of an advantage in our favor by just providing Kobe's orb boost, and then potentially using Sengoku on the first attack. I really don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm just super excited to get into it. We're going to use Heracles as well, and we are just going to randomly shuffle slots with Garp's special and hope that we get good slots. If not, we can reset, try again, and with our slots locked with Heracles, we can conserve the good ones for the following stage. In theory, this team does work, I think, but we have to deal with, you know, a mini-boss stage, and we actually have to get our specials ready for that stage as well. So I'm pretty nervous about this one, but let's go ahead and unlock Nightmare Luffy. And here we are, we're about to take it on right now. We have a Bandai friend captain, so we don't have any sockets going on. No real cooldowns really either. I'm really worried about the cooldowns and trying to get our special ready to go. So without further ado, here we go against Clash Nightmare Luffy. Oh man. Oh boy, oh boy. So one thing that's going to be really annoying about Nightmare Luffy is that every couple of turns we are going to have to deal with the enemy, like it's just the environmental damage, which actually knocks away some of our health. So I am actually worried about that. Let's just go ahead and kill this penguin first. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. And I obviously tried to make sure that I didn't have as many sockets because, you know, back in the day, you know, sockets weren't really a thing until like 2016-ish or something like that. So we don't have to worry about that for now. Okay, so we lose like 10% of our current HP at that point. So we do have to stall a lot because we want to get Sengoku special for when we reach the final stage. That's kind of important. This guy actually has a lot of health. What the hell? We're going to take the hit from the red guy. It's probably going to hurt. Yeah, that kind of hurts. I really hope we can get a recovery slot. That would be ideal. And is he going to stay alive? He does stay alive. I don't think he'll do any attack. No, he doesn't. Okay, but look, this is the thing about Stronghold Shanks is that getting those recovery slots is actually kind of difficult, man, because he just makes size slots appear so often. That's actually kind of annoying. You know, if this doesn't work, I have another theory about what we can do, considering how high of a chance we're getting these size slots. We might shuffle the team around a little bit. You know what? Instead of Sengoku, we should have probably used Impact Dial Usopp. We did get some recovery slots there, which is actually kind of nice. We're going to go ahead and take full advantage of those. Luckily, Kobe does not kill that turtle there. Stage 3, so the one after this one is going to be the one where we have to deal with the high defense mobs. Those guys are coming up next, and we won't really get much time to stall on those guys either. I wonder how much damage we can do just with an orb boost, even if we don't have Sengoku up. That's going to be interesting. Let's just do normal attacks once again. At the moment, we're about 50% HP. It's not looking too good in terms of our multipliers. That's for damn sure. I feel like we are probably we're not looking real good right now, because when we get towards the end, we're going to have pretty low HP. Not really looking forward to that. Let's just go ahead and move on. Yeah, I think removing Sengoku for another attack booster probably would have been a better idea. And the fact that these guys have such a these high defense mobs are kind of annoying. Shanks does have... Actually, let me check. How much HP do these mobs have? Let me double check real quick. How much do they have? Wow, okay, so the seahorses have 6, and these guys at the front, or these pirate guys have 5. Okay, we are in a bit of trouble, I must admit. I wonder if we can do normal attacks to kill them. Let's try it. Oh, we did, okay. Okay. Okay, Shanks. Okay, Shanks. I see you, big dog. Look at you. Look at you, Shanks. Okay. Preemptive attack, so we do get an additional, a little bit of cooldown there. But that's kind of annoying. Decreases the chance of size slots appearing. He shuffles our slots around. At least we do get those recovery slots, and we're going to take full advantage of that. Let's go ahead and do as much damage as we can to these guys. Consume those recovery slots. We actually hit it perfect there. Okay, I thought this guy was blue. Maybe I'm thinking of the Neophyte. I'm probably thinking of the Neophyte. Okay, let's go ahead and attack. I don't think this guy's going to die this turn, unfortunately. I don't want to get him below 20% just in case if he does something. That is a lot of damage, dude. He doesn't do anything else. Okay, so our multipliers are looking a little gross right now, but... this is it. We're at the final boss stage at least. Our health is quite low. So I think if we did change up Sengoku for Impact Dial Usopp, it probably would fit us a little bit better. He does have a combo hit barrier, which is kind of annoying. Let's do this guy first. We're going to use Heracles first, because Heracles, he does give us these generic slots. But now, we're going to use Kobe. Now, I do know that Garp is a bigger orb boost, but the thing is that back in the day, you would never have this guy being an orb booster. Let's go ahead and use him. Okay, we actually did get a couple of size slots there, and you know, it doesn't really matter, right? Because a lot of our first attacks are not going to do damage either way, so we don't have the greatest captain multipliers here. But we do have our orb boost, we do have a couple of matching slots at least. Let's just see how much damage we do. This guy only has 1.15 million HP, so it's actually not that much, but we do have type advantage, we have an orb boost, he will revive. Keep that in mind, and if he does revive, well, I don't really know what to expect. I mean, we do have the Sengoku special now, but I believe he does give us an attack boost anyway on the revive. We should just attack. Let's just attack and see what happens. Here we go. Okay. That ain't gonna fly, my friend. That ain't gonna fly. But he doesn't do anything. Interesting. Well, I think we could probably take this opportunity to eat one of those recovery slots. So he did go down, but now we literally don't have an orb boost. So this is kind of bad. We don't have any matching slots either. Okay, he buffs his own attack. Okay, that's actually interesting, because it does mean we can use the Sengoku special, but we don't have any matching slots. So that is a little bit of a downer. Let's go ahead and use Sengoku, because it's the only thing we can really do. And we just have to attack. We just have to attack. And that's a wrap, pretty much. Yikes. I think we're pretty much dead here. Yikes, man. Alright, we have to go back to the drawing board for sure. And we just missed our attack, which is not good. I'm pretty sure he's going to kill us here. Or pretty much close to it. And we're dead. Okay, you know what? Let's go back to the drawing board and see if we can figure out something a little bit more efficient. Alright, so we've gone to the final stage and luckily just beat it as I consumed another recovery slot. So we literally made it to the end with full HP. That's about as good as it's going to get. And as you can see, I did actually switch out the Sengoku for the Impact Art Usopp, so I didn't have to stall as much, didn't take as much damage from the environmental damage. So let's see how this performs here. Now, remember, we do get our chain locked during the next turn upon the revival, right? So let's save the Impact Art Usopp for the revive, because we're not going to have as much damage output as what we normally would. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's use the Heracles first. Of course, we get these bad slots. It doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and shuffle them around. Let's use Kobe, and then let's go ahead and use Garb. So let's see. Hopefully we get some good slots. If not, we will reset. Okay, we got terrible slots. We're going to keep resetting until we get some good slots. Ooh, that's actually really good. Okay. Okay. Let's see how we perform this time around. Let's see how much damage we can do with full HP and just a 1.5 orb boost. Because if we kill during this turn, I'm pretty sure we're just going to win outright. Alright, without further ado, let's do it. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at that damage. 1.3 million. You've never seen Shanks do that much damage before. Let's go. All right, so he's going to go ahead and give us a 2.0 chain lock, which normally is a bad thing, and well, look, it is. But at this point here, he didn't shuffle our slots, he didn't remove our beneficial effects. We can go ahead and use the Impact Art Usopp, which gives us a 2x attack boost. Unfortunately, we were unable to see the Shanks special ability active here, though it wouldn't have helped that much. I mean, it's a damage dealing special, it could have removed one hit off the barrier, which may not have mattered. But let's do the same attack order. Now we do even more damage this time. How much attack do we have for Shanks? 90,000 damage, bro. You've never seen anything like it. Here we go. The final attack of the video, surely, right? Here we go. Yes, sir. Look at that damage. Look at that damage, bro. 1.5 million damage, and we had an additional Shanks to attack on top of that. Yes, there we go. Okay, so it took a little bit of thinking, but we did finally get it done. The environmental damage definitely was a huge hindrance for Shanks, but despite the environmental damage, we still come out winning, bro. You absolutely love to see it. So that is going to pretty much wrap up this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really enjoy making this series, so I hope you guys enjoy watching it as much as I do making it. So that is going to conclude it, guys. Next episode for Global is going to be Legend Marco, I believe, so definitely look forward to that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.